Okay, so it's my off period today, so I'm going to try to get through all of this, hopefully without any interruptions and without my phone deciding to turn off on me, because that's where I have the picture of the board from last night, so I remember what all to talk about. So if you couldn't make it to meet the teacher last night, this is everything that I tried to go over. Only got through about 3 to 4 different things. For one class, I actually got through 7 things. Woohoo! Um, but I know I flew through them way too quickly, and I'd like to get a little more in depth with them if possible. So um, bear with me. You don't have to watch my face talking to you the whole time. You can just turn me on the volume so you can just hear me. And I'll try to go through it quickly so as not to take up too much more of your time. But feel free to fast forward to number 4 to help you not have to repeat everything. So attached to this email will be what's it called? A document for the QR code to add emails. So what I explained last night is I understand that there are families that have more than one email, and mom and dad both want to get emails. Sometimes we have split families. You name it, there's more than one email. And so PowerSchool only allows me to email one parent, and that's the main email on the account. So if you want to add emails, I'm sending you a QR code. Just scan it, add your emails, and then I will add your emails to my email list so that everybody gets the emails that I send out. And I over communicate like crazy. I like to make sure that you know what's going on in our classroom, that you get the information, because I know a lot of times we ask our kids, how was your day? Good. How are you feeling? Fine. Do you have any homework? No. How was your day? All right. And you don't get a whole lot of information. And so what I like to do is email, let you know what we're doing, when to expect it, what should have been turned in by now. So you have some conversations to have with your kids. And then on Facebook, there's social media. That's where I put all the pictures so that you can actually see what we've done, and then have those conversations at home, like, hey, what are you doing in this picture? Hey, what is that? It just kind of gives you something to talk about. The curriculum, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. We're not going to do a lot of what the other 6th grade students are doing. Being a pre-AP class, I'd like to kind of raise the bar a little bit. Not that they don't have a high standard by any means. It's just with pre-AP, I want to set a little bit higher expectations and delve a little bit more because we can. And so one of the things that I have found is that at this grade level is when we start losing our boys, and they don't like to read anymore. And that's because we're not reading stuff that's really grabbing their attention and they can relate to. That's not to say we don't lose our girls too, but they need things that they can relate to and understand and see in their lives now, and things that were written, 35, 40 plus years ago. It's not. That's not to say that some of the stuff that's written a long time ago isn't, because one of the first stories we're going to read was written a long time ago, but it's one of those twisted stories that they're like, what? And it kind of gets their attention, and then we kind of, I keep saying kind of, I apologize. We don't kind of do anything. We are going to apply it to stuff that happens now and see in real life with them. And we do projects and problem-based learning, so there's times we're going to create stuff and have a lot of fun with that. We're going to do crafty stuff. We'll do electronic stuff. There's days where they're just going to write. There's days where they're going to talk. I mean, we have all kinds of formats that they're going to do work in. One of the things I will tell you is this is not a sit and get class. They will not sit here quietly. We do a lot of talking, a lot of discussion, because I need to make sure that they understand what we're doing in the end. Which kind of gets me to number 8 on my board, which was talking about group work. I'm actually only at number 2, but I'm going to skip to number 8 real fast because I don't like group work, but we have to do group work. Sorry, I have a mosquito bite, so I'm totally itching my leg right now. That's why my face just went out of the screen. Group work is not something I love doing. As a kid, when I did group work, I always did the work and the kids got the credit. And I couldn't understand how my teachers didn't see that was happening. It used to frustrate me so much. And I've also didn't like it when I would do all my work and then student B wouldn't do their work, so we got a 70. And I'm like, how did I get a 70 when I did everything I was supposed to? I don't understand that concept. So what I've done is with group work, they'll all work together because they need to learn to collaborate. They need to learn to work together. But in the end, there will be a final piece that they do individually that they cannot do together that will not look the same as anyone else's. That way I understand that they got the concept they needed. That way we can assess I can assess whether or not they got it and whether we need to reteach or just meet together, do a little bit of tutoring, what do we need to do. That way it's not they learned to copy someone else's paper. Not that any of your kids would do that by any means, but when it comes to group work, sometimes it's like, oh, well, they're going to do it, so I'll slack a little bit, and that's just human nature. That's not anything bad. I just want to make sure that we are all doing our part. So that's how I feel about group work. There is no homework in this class, and so when I say this next thing, people are like, well, wait a minute, that's homework. It's not homework. I need your kids to read every night for 20 minutes. And when I say every night, I mean Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday should be theirs. The weekend should be theirs. Like, they're here 5 days a week. Let the weekend be theirs. I don't stress about work then. But reading every single night is important. Getting those words, that language, that just practice in. It doesn't matter what they're reading. I know a lot of teachers in the past have used to say it needs to be a certain type of book. I mean, ideally at their reading level would be great, but as long as there's language in front of them and they are working on that fluency, 20 minutes a night, it doesn't matter. Let them read what they like. That's the whole point of reading, is to read what you enjoy. There's books I certainly wouldn't want to read for 20 minutes, so try to find them something cool. If they don't have it in front of them, like an actual print copy, let them get on their laptops, which I'll talk about in a second, and let them find something there that's cool to read, because that would be awesome for them. But don't call it homework, because the minute you call reading homework, it's something that they're going to not want to do. And you already got some kids who already don't think that reading's cool, so calling it homework makes it even less cool. And so just for 20 minutes, even if it's 5 minutes in the bathroom 4 times before the night's over, reading right before they go to bed, reading before dinner, reading in the car if they don't get sick, they just need to read, please. There is no homework in my classroom. I don't assign homework. I have your kids already 5 days a week in my class, 55 minutes a day. I'll do everything I can to get it done then. If your kiddo does not get their work done in class, that would be the only time they would have it for homework. And I usually send out an email that says, hey, this is what we did in class. Quite a few didn't finish. Make sure you check with your kiddo. And then it'll just be up to them to make sure that they tell you honestly whether they did or did not do it. And I don't suspect that to be too big of a deal. Canvas. I'm a parent of 3 children in this district, and parent Canvas is very difficult for me to navigate through with 3 kids because of all the little things you have to hit and the different screens. So what I have found that works best for me, and I have helped try to get my parents to do this as well, because it just makes your life 100,000 times easier, is have them open their laptop, have them go to each one of their classes and show you their calendars. The calendar will tell you whether or not they have something due, what they did in class, and if you just go class by class, it will make your life so much easier to determine what your kiddo has and has done, what's coming up, etc. Trying to navigate it through Parent Canvas may drive you bonkers. I know it does me. It's so much easier just to go through your kiddos. I keep saying sorry. So we have this new vocabulary coming up. Been doing a lot of research into vocabulary, because it's something that your kids need. It's not something they often get in a way that they retain. And I try not to focus on spelling too much. I know that's kind of like one of those lost arts, but I mean, some parents love it, some parents hate it. So what I found is there's something called Doodle Vocabulary. I'm going to invest in it next week, and it's 168 words for the year, so almost a word a day. And they do it through doodling and doing some other stuff, and it kind of helps retain it, commit it to memory somehow this way. It's something I'm looking into, because some of the other things we've done in the past, they just don't work. And with this new generation of kids, we've got to look at different alternatives, and I think this would be something fun, which I'm all about, and that would work, which I'm all about. So that's more information to come. The book reports, those will start in the second 6 weeks. There'll be a book report due the second 6 weeks, third 6 weeks, fourth 6 weeks. The sixth 6 weeks, we don't typically do one. We do a different kind of project. I am well aware as anybody that anybody can get on Google and find the information they need to put in a written report to pretend they've read a book. So we don't do book reports like that. I do book reports as an interview. So they literally sit across from me. This is my desk I'm at, and there's a little table across, and they sit across from me. And I will ask them questions, like an interview about their book. And if they've read it, I'll know. And if they haven't, I'll know. And we just kind of go from there. It's not usually an issue, and the kids really like it because they get that one-on-one time. They get to tell me all about their book that they've read. If you will please help me in getting your kiddo to read a book they have not read before. A lot of them like to reread books, which I know I'm kind of the same way. When I find a book I really like, I don't mind rereading it 100 times. But for these book reports in particular, it'd be good if they read something different, just so I can have that recall of going back and analyzing and talking with me about it. The last one is grades. So what I have found is a lot of your kiddos are saying that they're used to getting A's. They're all A's. I'm an all A student. I'm an all A B student. Grades are very important to them, and that's what they're focused on. Anytime I've done anything these last 2 weeks, we're not even 2 weeks in, 7 days, into class, is that a grade? Are you going to get a grade for that? And it's quite cute. It cracks me up. Not everything we're going to do is for a grade. I don't understand assigning a grade to every single thing we do. And I also don't, and this is where I may lose some of you, I also don't believe in penalizing kids if they get it. And what I kind of give the example is, if I say we're going to do a 2-page paper, and kid A turns in a page, kid B turns in a page and a half, kid C turns in 2 pages. I think I said 1, 2, and C. I'm so sorry. If the kid who turned in a page has understood the concept and managed to get it through, they're going to pass. And the kid who did the 2 pages, if they got it, then they're going to pass. And the way I look at it is, if you understand the concept, then you should pass my class. The grade shouldn't be about, did you follow a specific direction? Did you turn it in late? Things of that nature. My job is to make sure your kids are learning concepts. And if they're learning them, maybe outside of a box, those constructs, they're still learning them. And so for me, grades are not going to go in like it's just a check mark. And that's where some kids come in and they want to just check that off. I got an A, I can move on. I got an A, I can move on. More so than the actual learning of a concept and applying it. So that's why we do a lot of these project-based things, so that they can really delve into things. And grades don't go in as fast as they should. And I do give a lot of grades, or I used to. We'll see how this goes, because this is pre-AP and it's new to me. And so I'm sorry, I'm getting antsy seeing myself on screen. It's really super weird. So we'll see how that goes. Now, the other thing is late work. I got a lot of emails about the happy picture. The happy picture was due on Friday, so I could put it up on my board, which I don't know if I can turn it to where you can see it. Aha, you can. So that's the happy board. So on Friday, I asked you guys to send your pictures in so I could make this board so the kids can call the room home. And I got a lot of emails saying, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, we forgot, it's totally my fault. And the kids even came in, please don't be mad. And I'm like, mad? What are you talking about? So we're human. Our kids are human. We're all fallible. And I will literally put something right by my door of my house so I don't forget it in the morning. And I will walk right by it in the morning. I'll look straight at it and still walk right past it and forget it and get to school and be like, you've got to be kidding me. We're human. We forget things. It's not going to be points off, penalized. I'm not going to be mad. These poor kids are like, are you mad? I'm like, why would I be mad? Like, bring it tomorrow. It's honestly, it's not that big of a deal. As long as they get their work to me, the biggest thing is just being able to assess whether or not they understood it. And that is my job. So, and if they don't get it, then it's about going back in and teaching them, and so they understand. So with me, that is not a huge deal. So you can save your emails about everything that's happened and why. It's okay. Like, there's no judgment from me. I got 3 kids. I understand. You don't have to email me. Just have your kiddo say, hey, I forgot it. I'll get it the next day. And okay, no big issue. I promise. We're pretty laid back in my class. I'm sure you're wondering when we're ever going to start working. We are going to start working tomorrow. I like to spend the first 2 weeks really getting to know them and getting to understand who they are, who I am. We're finishing introductions today and learning some of your kiddo stories. Some of them are more forthcoming than others. But seeing where they come from and how they feel about things is a really neat thing for me. It helps me understand them and moving forward with them. Building that trust and that relationship is a really big deal to me. I did my introduction, and they understand why family is important to me. And in this classroom, they will be vehemently defended against anybody. Like, I'm their mom. They are my kids. I will take care of them just as if they were my own. So building that with them so that they understand that they can trust me and not have to worry and can come in here and feel comfortable and take risk and want to be here is a big deal to me. But now we're done with that. No, I'm kidding. We'll continue to work on that. I told them about every other Friday we're going to continue these icebreakers and stuff so that they can continue to get to know each other and build those relationships within our room. And with me too. And so tomorrow they're going to fail. And I've already had some who are like, I don't fail. I can't fail. What are you talking about? There's no. And so I already foresee that tomorrow is going to be difficult for some of my babies. But it's important that they go through it. And so there's going to be another video attached to this email, a link for YouTube that is it's homework, even though it's not homework. It's a flipped classroom where they just need to watch the video. And then tomorrow, they'll come in and their warm-up will be about the video they watched the night before. It's 2 minutes. So I told them, I'm like, take your phone with you to the bathroom, sit in the bathroom, shut the door. You keep saying, why do you watch videos in the bathroom? It's just because kids who have siblings, sometimes it's just easier to lock the door in a bathroom. I know I can't get away from my cat, so I figure you may not be able to get away from your siblings, but it's probably the closest place you can. Sorry, I know that was really rude and random, but that's me. I think that's it. I don't see anything else on my phone. Did you hear me say that? I'm getting tired. I hope that's everything. If you have any questions, you can email me. I sent the syllabus home before school started and on the first day in actual paper form. Your kiddos got extra credit if you emailed me saying that you'd read it. The supplies are due next Monday. This should not cost you more than $2. We need 2 composition notebooks, crayons, markers, or matte pencils that will be kept in my room so that we have them all year long. And those are not the same ones that were listed on the original website. And then 2 glue sticks, please. And I asked those specifically just for my room because of all the stuff that we do and so that they can be kept here and the kids don't have to keep up with them. And I need those by next Monday because we are going to really get full steam ahead on that come Monday. So, because I have 3 kids, I try to keep the supply list really short. So it's only, I think, $1.75 to $2 at Walmart right now if you go while everything's still on sale. But that's it. I have all kinds of social media, so if you want to follow the pictures, most of our pictures are on Facebook because I can put them on there easily without any problems. They don't limit me. Instagram limits me to 10 per post. So annoying. So sometimes I don't put as many on there just because I don't want to have to post 100 times. And Twitter only allows me 4, I think. So the pictures and stuff there's not as many on Twitter and Instagram, but Facebook, I'll put every single picture I take there. All you have to do is like the page. You don't have to be friends with me. If you want to be friends with me, you're welcome to friend me on Facebook. But you don't have to is the point. You can just like the classroom page. And then Remind is a great way to get all kinds of messages, and then obviously through emails. So just click the QR code if you want to add an additional email. But that should be it. I hope I've answered all your questions. Like, again, I'll put the flipped homework on this email, the syllabus on this email, and the QR code on this email. And now that I've taken up another 20 minutes, which is why I didn't get through any of this last night like I should have in those little 7-minute intervals, I hope you have a great night. I'm so glad I have your kiddo. You guys have some super, super incredible kids. They have impressed me. And I've been teaching 19 years, and this has been so cool. It's been one of the best first weeks back ever, hands down. I'm having a blast, and it's going to be a good year. If you have questions, you have my phone number. You can text me. That's the fastest way to get a hold of me. Emails come across my phone like text messages, so I usually get those pretty quickly. If I have not written you back within 24 hours, please email me or text me again because something has happened. Usually my kids have my phone if I haven't written you back because I write right back. I don't want you to ever have to wait forever to hear back from me. That should never happen. So have a great night. Let's have a great year. Thanks so much. Bye.